I have 9 minutes on this, so I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can. I want to clarify something that I think is kind of wrong with comedies. I feel like some people don't really know what's funny. I feel like that a lot of people like to laugh at something stupid, but I feel like when a movie's stupid, it's not really funny. It's not generally funny. It just doesn't work. Now, okay, let me just clarify more. I feel like that whenever I see a comedy, I think they really need to try to make me laugh. They just can't force laughter out of me. And Paul Mall Cop 2 and Grown Ups 2 did that. They forced laughter out of you and it just didn't care. Same for The Other Woman. It felt so forced. It was such dumb comedy. They didn't do anything really clever or anything really funny. I really wasn't laughing watching any of those movies. I hated them all. They just weren't worth my time. I'm basing this based on the comedy, not really based on acting, directing, writing, anything like that. Just in terms of the comedy that the movies offer. And I feel like that really, if you're going to make something funny, and you're going to try, you got to try to differentiate from formula. Don't give us dumb comedy. Really try to give us jokes that make us laugh, genuinely. Don't force it out, because that really shows how desperate you are. I mean, how hard is it? The Grand Budapest Hotel has a lot of great laughs. I loved watching that movie. I love Wes Anderson. He's one of my favorite directors. He's made some good comedies. I loved watching Rushmore. I love that movie. I love The Grand Budapest Hotel. I think that's his funniest movie. I also saw... I mean, Darjeeling Limited is a more serious film, but there still are moments of humor, and it is pretty funny. But if you're going to need another better example of a comedy that I laughed my ass off in, that had some good comedy, The Big Lebowski. I mean, I love the Coen brothers. I think they're great. I love their dark comedies. Especially Fargo. Fargo's a very funny movie. I love that movie. It's really funny. But The Big Lebowski is their funniest movie to date. I seriously could not stop laughing watching that movie. I mean, there were so many great jokes. They were always funny. They got humor out of the best situations, and they just made sense. They were always entertaining. That's creativity. That's also effort into making a movie funny without forcing it. They actually make jokes that not only make sense, or are in a way funny, like genuinely. They made you laugh because they were funny, rather than forcefully stupid, which almost makes it uncontrollable. The problem with these stupid comedies is that they force the humor. Sometimes they force it so hard, you almost can't stop yourself from laughing because it's so stupid, it's funny. And yeah, that's not the best idea of getting laughter out of your audience. You're kind of insulting them. I mean, do you really think that making seeing a fat person just pass out and slide is funny? That sounds funny on paper, but it also sounds kind of offensive. That works better in a YouTube video. Putting it in a comedy is so stupid. It didn't really work for me. It was so forceful. I almost laughed at how stupid it was. Mostly I really wasn't laughing at that movie because lame sentiment. And of course, stupid fucking fat guy comedy. It's not funny. It's just not. The problem is, sometimes they force humor out of you. Sometimes they use crude jokes, or sometimes they just make jokes that don't make any sense. Give us jokes that make sense, or even make you think. That's the best part of it. I mean, really. Think about it. There are some jokes that we may have missed when we were younger, that when we watch some of these movies today, sometimes we saw them when we were younger, we didn't understand them. But when we see them now, we laugh. Because we understand them more. Because we got older, we understand more of the jokes that we like to tell, and understand more of terms, inappropriate ones, that you're used to. This is really just a thing that I really find that a comedy should do. They should just make you laugh. That's the basic thing, make you laugh. And if you can't, you have failed. You're not a comedy. You're an insult. You're not an addition to the genre. You're a wannabe. You're just a moron that was made for money and was just left out there to dry. Was left there just to be, oh, let's get out there, let's get some money. Yeah, guys, that's not comedy. That's just throwing out a movie that no one wants to see or anyone will laugh at. Fuck you guys. Seriously. Hollywood, putting out Grown Ups 2, putting out Polar Mall Cop 2, putting out The Other Woman, putting out Biodome. Great job, Hollywood. I fucking hate you. I mean, how impossible is it to make a comedy not insult me as an audience? I've seen great comedies. I've seen old ones that still hold up so well today because at least they're funny and the jokes make sense. Sabrina, which was made by Billy Wilder back in the 50s. Many of Charlie Chaplin's old comedies. And those were back from the 20s to the 30s, even the 40s. The 1920s movie, The Kid. Such great silent, it was a silent film, but they made the best out of it with some slapstick that was creative and always funny. It always made me laugh. And of course, The Kid, Modern Times, City Lights. What else have I seen from him? I think that's really it. Those are his most well-known movies, and they're hilarious. See them. Same for The Great Dictator. The Great Dictator actually is a very funny movie. They still have some of the slapstick, but they also have some great jokes, also the talkie, and the jokes that they say are also really funny. They're quotable. It's just really funny. Seriously, guys, this is a comedy. Those are comedies you guys should watch because they hold up so well today. Just because they're old or they're black and white, which I find ridiculous that, why not watch a movie in black and white? That's not a problem. What is wrong with color? Like, why do you need color? I didn't give a shit. I don't understand any people. Also, I saw The Artist, which I thought was actually really funny, and that was mostly silent. It was mostly silent. It was a really good movie. I loved it. It's a French movie. Won Best Picture at the Oscars. That's a comedy that came out recently in this decade that made me laugh my ass off. That is truly satisfying your audience. And it was mostly silent. The comedy was just great. There was also some drama in it, but there were elements of comedy. Whenever the jokes were there, they hit. I thought they hit. They were just really entertaining. They were really funny. Another good example of a good comedy. What's another good example? Shit. I don't know, actually. No, I think I do. Fargo was really funny. Darkly comical, and I loved watching it. I mean, there were a lot of great jokes. I loved how they made bad situations, very serious ones, funny. That's where dark comedy comes in. Also, Fight Club. I can't believe I forgot about that. Fight Club was also dark comedy, had elements of dark comedy. It was so funny. It's so fucking funny. I laughed my ass off so many times throughout it. Oh man. Airplane. Airplane's a classic slapstick comedy. That one was hilarious. I loved watching that. If you've not seen any of these old movies, unfortunately Airplane I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. But if you have seen any of these old comedies from the 90s or even the 80s, see them. They're funny. Airplane is a classic. It's so fucking funny. So silly, yet it embraces that. Grown Ups 2, Paul Rudd Cop 2 are stupid, but they never embraced it. Happy Gilmore did, although I didn't find Happy Gilmore all that great. It's a pretty funny movie. And the fight between Happy and Bob Barker, awesome. That was cool. It had this great lowbrow, over-the-top silliness to it that offered up charm and offered up enough enjoyment, entertainment value for me to enjoy. That's really how you do a comedy. Yeah, that's right. Sandler actually made me laugh. Anyways, guys, that's what I think about comedies. This is how you should really make a comedy movie. If you are hoping to be, if you're a comedian, really take this in. And if you're hoping to make comedy movies in the future. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Really think about that. Because I just really don't like comedies anymore. I think they've become a joke in of themselves today. And I think they really should be improved upon. And I think there's so many ways they could. And there's these comedies that have potential, but fuck it up. Really do this. Really think about this. Think about putting effort into making it funny. Make jokes that fit in with the film, make sense, and of course are funny. Genuinely, not forceful. Fuck you, Happy Madison. I've done it so many times, but I don't even care. Anyways, guys, that's my look on it. Comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Do you think I could be taking it too far? Comment below what you think. And subscribe to my channel for more videos.